Hello everybody, how are you guys? It's time for another Denver video, the city we've been focused on all week, and this is another parody video that I'm going to make up off the top of my head, and it's the 5 worst wine stores in Denver. Now, number 1 on our list is Dalmatian Wines. Dalmatian Wines, you would think, would have a good hook because you go in, they've got more than 100, probably 101 Dalmatians running through the store, and people love dogs. They love to nuzzle them, cuddle them, pet them, rub their belly. But the problem is, guys, they're not cleaning up after the Dalmatians. The smell is to high heaven. It's really off-putting. No go. Number 2 on our list is Relapse Wines. Now, what they're talking about in this case is when they've ordered a bad batch of wine and then they completely forget that it's a bad vineyard, a bad year, a bad part of the world to buy wines from for that particular time period, and they do it again. And these guys are so bad at forgetting where they're at, what they're doing, that they've just named the store Relapse Wines from their memory problems. They're getting older. I don't have time for it, guys. That's number 2 on our list. Now, number 3 on the list is Weatherized Wines. Weatherized Wines, they were going to give you a good recommendation. Okay, you can build a relationship with them. They're going to give you good recommendations on wine, but they're going to insist that you buy their weatherized wine bottles. And the weatherized wine bottles are specifically made to withstand earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, any kind of natural disaster. They're really built really well against the inclement weather, the dangerous weather, the tragic natural disaster weather. So that's great, except that this particular weatherized bottle costs $750. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm buying wine in the $10 to $20 range. I don't need a $750 bottle that can withstand a force 25 hurricane wind because I'm not going to be around to enjoy it. I'll be flying through the air. All right. The next one on our list is Honey Wine Store. Honey Wine Store. No, sorry, scratch that. They were fine. No, if you look on the list of worst wine stores in Denver, different resources, different magazines, different newspapers having their worst list. This one comes up quite a bit, and it's Disadvantage Wine Store. Now, these guys are out on the outer belt. If you take the 49 freeway south by southwest and head down to the 117 freeway, and then you cut up the diagonal there, the Bobenstein diagonal, and you get off at the McCarran exit. Well, that's right there. And Disadvantage Wines, they're really up front. They're going to rip you off. That's their whole thing, is they're going to steal from you. They're going to charge you too much. And then if you complain, they said, well, just think of it as a disadvantage that we have, that you've suffered from us, and we're not going to do anything about it, so go ahead and sue us. And of course, they've had several hundred, maybe 4,000 lawsuits so far, and they've won most of them because they say to the judge, Judge, we've got a couple cases in the chambers there for you to sample, and the next thing you know, the verdict comes back in their favor. So it seems like a rigged system to me, guys. I'm going to say that's a no-go. And finally, number 5 on our list of the worst wine stores in town. This guy must be new. What are you doing, sir? Is a place that's really kind of hidden. It's just off the downtown business area, but it's called Gruesome Wines. Now, Gruesome Wines, these guys like to dress up in gruesome masks, gruesome costumes, as if they're Halloween characters, but they do it all year long. And the problem is that a lot of times people have their kids with them. They can't leave them in the car, of course. So they bring them into Gruesome Wines just to stay with them while they do their business buying the wines. But the characters in there scare the kids so bad, it's impossible to work with them. Ah!